For today's cup of coffee, we've got part 2 of Project Bluebeam. And folks on BitChute, I don't know, BitChute had changed their method as far as uploads.
Does anyone else have issues uploading now?
Yeah, because it was a more lengthy video, but it wasn't ridiculous. I mean, you've got some people that
It was only
upload hours worth.
It was literally only 50 minutes.
Right.
And I don't know, does anyone else have issues, uploading on BitChute now?
Well, that was
Comment
the first
below
night.
if you do.
The night before, it was just like normal. Mm-hmm. And then last night, for whatever reason, and it's like, oh God. So it was a matter of splitting the one video into 2.
And compressing it.
And the second part, I did have to compress. Was it VLC? Is that what the program is?
Yeah.
And, I watched it. I didn't notice that there was any, compression difference between that and the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Emailed BitChute, and they pulled a YouTube on me.
What'd they do? Oh, automated?
Well, it was like, oh, we'll have a team looking into that. And that concerned me also, because any other time that I have had an issue with BitChute, I have gotten a response very quickly by a real person who had a real name. It was not an automated something. And it's like, I like BitChute. I really do.
Well, maybe they're getting overwhelmed. And, of course, they're growing.
Right.
BitChute is a growing business, too. And there can't always be a person,
Well, that's true. That's true, and I understand that. I actually did. Now, I watched some things on Odyssey, especially like live streams and stuff. But as far as trying to upload there, and it was a nightmare. It truly was. So I'm like, after about 3 videos, I'm like, yep, nope.
Yeah.
So anyhow, because that it was broken into 2 sections on BitChute, and I noticed that there were more people that had watched the second part, go back and watch the first part. I know it was confusing, and I'm sorry. But the second part's not going to make much sense without the first part.
Right.
So, anyhow, this one is interesting because the continuation of Project Bluebeam and what Serge Monast had written, which was yesterday's video. And there was quite a bit of credence and credibility there for me because of things that are going on today. Now, these next articles that supposedly come from the International Free Press in Canada, and I will provide the links in the description box, they're a little different. Well, actually, the first one is from there, and then the second one was Author Unknown, which was possibly posted in the early 90s. Okay. And they're quite a bit different than what Monast had written.
Right.
So we're going to get to have a little more fun with this one.
Okay.
Because it's okay to go down the truly conspiracy theory rabbit hole every now and then.
Yeah.
It's just like the alien in the freezer.
Yeah, all of this is just alleged and for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, especially these, because you can definitely tell the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah. So this one, again, had very much talked about Mr. Monast and what had happened to him, especially as far as his daughter being taken from him, and he and another Canadian journalist dying within weeks of each other from heart attacks.
Which is just...
Well, we know how that works. But anyhow, this group here claims that their task is to make people realize that the agenda of the New World Order is not a dream or some wild paranoid theory, that it is a real ongoing satanic project. And a lot of times some of these things are called Luciferian now, and I think that's a little more accurate. So I will, word of advice, anytime you read an article and you have an overusage of all cap words and an overusage of exclamation points, that's a little bit of a flag.
It's not just a little bit. That is a red flag. That is a major red flag.
And it's like, this person's a little too excited about this.
Yeah.
So they're asking, what is the purpose and what are the goals?
The porpoise.
The porpoise.
The porpoise.
Yes.
The porpoise.
Of Project Bluebeam.
Porpoises are behind
That could be
Project Bluebeam.
Maybe they're aliens.
We gotta watch out for the porpoises.
Well, they are highly intelligent.
They are.
They've got more intelligence a lot of times than some people's.
The porpoises are the true enemies.
Nah, they're the enlightened ones. Is what it is. So this person, again, is looking for the goals of Project Bluebeam, and they say first, or to establish all Christian traditional religions in order to, did I say abolish all Christian traditions?
Establish.
No, to abolish all Christian traditional religions in order to replace them with a one world religion based on the cult of man.
Loves it.
And let me go back and say that they claim that they are not a religious group. The International Free Press Network says it's not a religious group or a political organization, but is an independent worldwide investigation press agency in the field of politics, economics, medical, and military. And they say that they specialize in investigating and publishing special reports and audio tapes that tells you how long this has been written.
Yeah.
To expose the underworld of the United Nations conspiracy to implement a new world order. Okay, then.
That was my neck cracking,
yeah.
by the way.
And so.
Like bubble wrap.
Goals of Project Bluebeam number 2, to abolish all national identity and national pride in order to establish a world identity and a world pride. 3, to abolish the family as known today in order to replace them with individuals all working for the glory of the new one world government. 4, to destroy all individual artistic and scientific creativity to implement a one world government, one mindset. And that a declaration of war from the United Nations is for the implementation of a universal obligatory membership to the United Nations, a strengthening of the UN by a multi-military and multi-police force, a worldwide justice department through the UN with an international tribunal, a worldwide new trade agreement for all nations, the end of Cold War and local wars as they are today, and the obligation for peace by scrapping all national and state constitutions.
Party.
Now, they were doing pretty good until they got to that last part, and I'm like, that just counters everything you said prior to that.
I don't know.
So,
Yeah,
anyhow, and we don't know that drugs are not a factor in any of
who
this.
knows? Maybe they're just high as hell
So,
on something.
you
They're
really,
tripping.
the tools of the New World Order,
Substances.
you really, are supposed to be 1, an international army, 2, an international police force, 3, a World Bank for the economy, 4, a world government under the United Nations, 5, a World Conservatory Bank for wilderness preservation around the world. That means all green movements would be melded into the new international bank or disappear altogether.
Oh,
that makes
that.
no sense.
No, it
that
doesn't.
absolutely makes no sense. 6, a world religion where all church doctrines will be destroyed at the roots to be replaced by the new world religion of the age of Aquarius. 7, people had no clue what age of Aquarius. Welcome to the age of Aquarius. How lovely is it?
It's horrible.
Right. Because Aquarius is...
Nobody had any idea that it was going to be this shit.
Well, that's because they didn't understand what Aquarius can be very gregarious and very warm, but they also can go into hermit mode, and it's like they're when it's all about them and fuck everybody else.
Can you put gregarious in stupid terms for us?
They can be very loving and generous and giving.
Thank you.
Except when they go into selfish fuck you mode.
Yeah, one of my friends is an Aquarius, and I told her, ooh, Aquarians are weird.
Dad was an Aquarius. Actually, he was on the cusp, so.
They're weird.
Yeah. they're very hard to befriend. That's all you can say. So, all right. With this, it's weird. 7, the World 7 Races classification for all human slaves who will fulfill predetermined work tasks, whether they agree with it or not. Well, slaves, what choice? What do they mean, agree with it or not?
Yeah.
So somebody
Slaves
here...
have no choice.
Right. Number 8, the World Concentration Headquarters at the UN for those who will not accept the new system. And 9, World Agricultural and Food Supply Control, which will control food and vitamin supplies around the world. Now, some of this makes sense. And then some of it doesn't. So, and with some of these things...
Some of it is bullshit.
You have to weed through it. Mm. And that's where you have to have multiple sources and go, okay, this corresponds with this. I think, I don't know if it was a matter of them going through the original gentleman's work and what they gleaned out of it, and then some of it was pulled out of their ass or they're schizophrenic. That very well could be. Yeah. So, one of the two. It could be all of the above.
Yeah.
And then it says that the New World Order will be...
D. The answer is D. All of the above.
It's mayonnaise. The answer is
mayonnaise is an instrument.
Will be an in-between government system for USSR. Well, that can't be because that ain't even a thing anymore. Yeah. Great Britain and all its commonwealths and the United States with its melting pot population. Yeah. Now, just the way that was written, I'm like,
That's a little odd.
So they're planning, supposedly, the New World Order just is totally against Christianity. The rest of it, I guess they're going to leave alone because that's what these people say that is being targeted. Yeah. So. Yeah. And, they're saying that as far as Christian beliefs and symbols will have to be done away with. Or outlawed, such as the cross, religious holidays and ceremonies, be replaced with New Age festivities around the world, the elimination and complete destruction of all secret societies and secret brotherhoods, lodges, and sanctuaries, all of which they view as the most serious threats to their survival after the implementation of one world religion and one world government. Okay.
I mean, we all know the Masonic Lodge is evil.
Well, the thing is with that last bit, somebody's confused here because the people that are supposedly doing this stuff are part of the secret societies and secret brotherhoods. That had nothing to do with Christianity at all. So somebody's confused here.
Well, some people in the Christian faith are they have their heads up their asses.
They get to that. They do refer to changing the currencies and stuff like that. They do say here, in order to accept the New World Order and enter into the New World Religion, that Christians will have to abdicate their own beliefs. And there are some things that have people lowered their standards and stuff. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But that's not new. That's been going on for a couple of thousand years at this point. And you've got people that have tried to scare people into believing. You've got people that...
Which that never works.
No, it doesn't, because that was not what Christ was about. But then you've got people that it's not even, as far as that, it's some kind of like self-help thing, pat yourself on the back thing. Everything's acceptable. Everything's okay. You are as you are, which means that you are your own God. That's dangerous.
That is dangerous.
And that has nothing to do with Christ.
You can love yourself. As a matter of fact, God wants people to love themselves, but don't think of yourself as a God. Don't think of yourself as above others.
Well, it's one of those, unless somebody has gone through without making a mistake, I don't think they qualify as a God.
Don't have your head up your own ass.
Absolutely. It's a matter of...
full of shit, the toilet's jealous.
The main thing, as far as being a follower of Christ, it is about sacrifice. To put others before self. Now, that means in a healthy way.
Yeah.
But it's not that narcissistic.
It's a healthy balance.
It is not that narcissistic, I come first and the hell with the rest of everybody. Y'all can have scraps. That is not what this belief is about. And this is the reason that Kid and I, a lot of times, we will say that we're believers. We don't use the word Christian that much.
Yeah.
Because it has such negative connotations to us and many others.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyhow, this was interesting, though, but they did actually bring into this the Luciferian term. I mean, that's been around for a while, but that has become a lot more popular as far as a phrase. Instead of satanic and stuff, it's the Luciferian. And it's more specific. Yeah. Then they go into this. It says, for those who will not accept the New World Order, that there are already re-education concentration camps that have been built. Now, I've heard that for a minute.
Yeah.
I really have.
There's a conspiracy theory that all Walmarts are actually secret camps.
That and CVS, I think.
Yeah. Because
they were on the ends of the towns and stuff. So, anyhow... then they claim that they are going to establish what they call rainbow classifications for New World Order prisoners. And that this, again, is supposed to be a bastardization of the rainbow, which was God's promise to mankind that he would never again destroy the earth by water. Next time, it's supposed to be by fire. Yeah. So, anyhow, we're going that. It's like, let's scare the shit out of everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Do that.
But do
that. Make people more afraid of it.
But it's not a matter. It very well, some of the things could be like a meteor strike. Some of the things, the scriptures, the way it's written. And any of prophecy, you can speculate.
Well, the meteors took out the dinosaurs.
You can speculate on what's going to happen. But that's not what... You don't understand what prophecy meant, really, until after the event.
Speaking of meteor showers, I would really like to take a trip to the museum.
Okay. They don't have an observatory there.
Well, don't they have like things on the dinosaurs and stuff?
Yeah, they do have the dinosaurs. Okay. I see what you're saying now. Anyhow, with these...
I talk about how the meteors...
Okay.
Got them and stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm intrigued. I didn't pay attention to the dinosaur shit when I was little, but now I'm intrigued.
Well, anyhow, you're a little bit of a late bloomer on that, baby.
Just a little bit.
Supposedly, with this rainbow classification of prisoners, first one was going to be Christian children, who would be human sacrifices, black mass ceremonies, made to participate in things that no child should ever have to think about. Number 2, classification of prisoners to be used in medical experiments where drugs and new technologies will be tested on humans. Number 3, classification of healthy prisoners for the International Organ Donation Center, where vital organs will be removed one by one while they're kept alive under mechanical devices. Well, now that's not a donation, that's a harvesting.
Yeah.
Number 4, classification of all healthy underground workers. The New World Order is basically a worldwide dictatorship based upon the Luciferian religion. Dictatorship with the illusion of democracy. In order to maintain the illusion, camps and slave labor will be hidden underground in massive colonies that are being built as we write this report.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one of those that when you've got vast swaths of people suddenly disappearing and you can hear things underground, I don't know.
I mean, you can't hear anything past concrete.
Well, I guess that's true, and there are lots of reports about people hearing things that are under the ground. Number 5.
There's reports of people hearing stuff up in the sky.
Classification of uncertain prisoners. So that goes International Re-Education Center, hello, Australia. Political and religious prisoners will be re-educated by whatever means are required so that they may repent on international television programs and glorify the virtues of one world government for the benefit of humanity. That's not that far-fetched, because we have actually seen other belief systems do that with people.
Yep.
Number 6, classification of International Execution Center. Okay. Number 7, and that is classification
Public
7.
executions again.
We are still waiting on details of the 7th classification, so basically that meant they couldn't think.
They couldn't think of
maybe
anything.
they were coming down by that point.
They probably
So
took a break.
Really?
A coffee break or something.
No, it's like, they need to get another bowl going. All right, this second one is the one by author unknown. The coming official announcement of the alien presence on Earth. And honestly, when I skimmed through this stuff, I thought that it had a little bit of validity to it. No.
That's why you gotta pay attention.
I did pay attention. I had 19 pages that I had printed out. And so, anyhow, but this one we can have fun with. And,
Yeah.
So that's all you can say. They're saying that polls reveal that 90% of Americans believe in UFOs, and 95% of these people believe the government is keeping knowledge about this stuff. They had no citations at all on this. You'll like this one, that the government's trying to keep it from the people. But why? But why? And it says there's overwhelming evidence from whistleblowers for years, which include retired military officers. And they do a whole lot of name dropping on all this, as far as who these people were, and that they've seen things. Somebody said something to somebody saw something somewhere, and then told somebody else that got to, Now, do I believe that there are people that have witnessed things, and as far as top secret things? Absolutely. Do I believe that there are whistleblowers that leak some of these things?
Yeah.
I do. But that's the whole purpose of, where you've got the other information coming out, the gaslighting that we all know goes on.
Yep.
So you don't know what is real and what is not.
No, you don't.
And so they're talking about sightings of UFOs being reported throughout history, which is so. And if you go into the Vedic scriptures and some of the drawings that they had where people were in these flying machines, absolutely fascinating. I don't have the link for that, but it's easily found. They said that there was, in the 40s, several alien spacecraft recovered by the U.S. and other countries, along with a few dead aliens and one live one that they named Ebb.
Ebb. Hi, Ebb.
And it says this was a name that was suggested to be short for extraterrestrial biological entity. Ebb. Or EB, I guess you could say EB.
EB?
Whichever.
EB.
I like Ebb better. In 1953, they said that astronomers discovered large objects in space moving towards Earth. I think it's called meteorites.
Yeah.
And that Project Sigma and Project Plato had intercepted alien radio communication using the computer binary language, was able to arrange a landing that resulted in face-to-face contact with alien beings from another planet. Now, I will go back and look at as far as what Project Sigma and Project Plato were. It said that a race of human-looking aliens contacted the U.S. government, warning us that the aliens orbiting the equator were hostile beings from Orion. These human-type aliens demanded that we dismantle and destroy nuclear weapons, and that we were on a path of self-destruction, and we must stop killing each other, stop polluting the earth, stop raping the earth's natural resources, and learn to live in harmony with one another. Okay, they toped up again before they wrote that one.
Yep.
And so it says that President Eisenhower rejected these demands. All right, first of all, why did they just go to the U.S.? Why did they not go to the other countries?
Right.
So, it says later in 1954 that a
shit they're doing.
That a race of aliens known as Greys from Zeta Reticuli.
Little green men.
They had been orbiting the equator, landed at Holloman Air Force Base, and they stated their planet was dying and they needed quarters on Earth to conduct genetic experiments that might allow their race to survive. And this was to happen in exchange for certain technology.
Right.
They said that President Eisenhower met with the aliens and a formal treaty was signed.
Okay, trading technology. Aren't they supposed to be like thousands of years ahead of us in tech?
Yeah.
So what would we have that they would want?
Seriously, as far as the
humans.
Right.
Humans.
Right. And we'll get into that one night as far as Nephilim 2.0, which is going on now. Seriously.
New bean brand. Human beans.
Really. The treaty stated aliens would not interfere in the affairs of humans if we did not interfere with theirs. That we would keep their presence on Earth secret, and they would furnish advanced technology.
Circa?
They could abduct humans on a limited basis for the purpose of medical examination and monitoring, with the stipulation that the humans would not be harmed, would be returned to the point of abduction, that the humans would have no memory of the event. Okay, what about including the humans that were to be abducted in that?
Yeah.
You know?
I guess those are the ones that doesn't know what's going on, where they came from. But what about the fact that they do remember?
Right. Well, it's like I said, somebody who's written
because there is evidence of people getting abducted. That is true.
They've got to be on drugs. This
the people that were abducted were on drugs?
No. This guy.
Oh, the one that's
This is pretty cool. It says it was also agreed that the alien bases would be constructed underground beneath Indian reservations in the Four Corners area of Utah, New Mexico, Arizona, and Colorado.
Are they saying that our people are hiding something, and that's why the reservations are that? The reservations. Are they saying Native Americans hold some superior species technology underground, right under their floors, right under their houses?
Yeah, I don't think that they would.
That is a lie.
If they had that, they wouldn't still be on reservations.
Exactly.
So, do not Trail of Tears 2.0. It says another was to be constructed absolutely in Nevada in an area known as S4, about 7 miles south of Area 51, known as Dreamland. Wasn't that Art Bell's place? Seriously?
I think so.
Did
they just get high and listen to Art Bell as
Probably. A multi-billion-dollar secret fund was organized and kept by the military office of the White House, supposedly to build secret underground sites for the president and staff in case of military attacks. They have that. It's called Greenbrier, West Virginia. Look it up. It's real.
I was going to write a report and then I got high.
Okay, it says that by secret executive memorandum, NSC 5410, Eisenhower established a permanent committee known as Majority 12 to oversee and conduct all covert activities with the aliens. This included FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover, either in or out of a skirt, and 6 leaders of the Council on Foreign Relations, known as the Wise Men, and later others from the Trilateral Commission. Did you not know that the man was a cross-dresser?
I did not know
that. Oh, yeah. And it named other people at that point. These people hated George Bush totally, completely.
There's a lot of people that hate George Bush.
Anyhow, a major finding of the commission was the aliens, that they were using humans and animals for a source of glandular, I can't say it, glandular secretions.
Escalated to the point that you can't speak.
No, it's just been a long day. Enzymes, hormonal secretions, blood, and other in horrible genetic experiments. Well, I can't imagine with all that you'd be doing wonderful experiments.
Yeah.
And says that the aliens again explained that these actions were necessary for their survival. And This was pretty cool, though. The ruling powers decided that one means of funding the alien project was to corner the illegal drug market. So, see, there's snippets and drippets of reality mixed with
bullshit.
It's got to be drugs. It has to be drugs.
It's LSD there.
Maybe. And then they were talking about the offshore oil drilling and that it was arranged
Or
that the drugs could be shipped from South America to the offshore platforms by fishing boats, then transferred to the U.S. shore by normal transportations. And they're saying that one of the main alphabet agency controls all of the world's illegal drug markets. Well, while that may be true, according to rumor, allegedly, and that a lot of this stuff was coming out of the Middle East, allegedly. Now, that has been the rumor for many years. And so their conclusion is that the Bilderberg...
Bilderberg?
They're saying...
The Build-A-Bear.
The Bilderbergers is what they said.
Build-A-Burger, Build-A-Bitch.
Which I do believe it's... I don't know that it's burgers on the end of that. I may be wrong. The Council on Foreign Relations and the Trilateral Commission are the secret government and rule this nation through MJ-12 and the study group known as the Jason Society. Throughout history, the aliens have manipulated and or ruled the human race through various secret societies, again, religions, and the occult.
Loves it.
The CFR and the Trilateral Commission are in complete control of alien technology and the nation's economy. What do you mean nation's economy? Hell, it's the world economy. We know this now. Eisenhower was the last president to know the entire overview of the alien problem. And it says that succeeding presidents were only told what MJ-12 wanted them to know, and it was not the truth.
No shit.
It says that by 1989, over 3 million Greys were occupying deep, multi-level underground complexes. It says that level 7 at Dulce is called Nightmare Hall. That they have welched on their agreement on abducting humans. And today, over 25 million citizens have been abducted and implanted a literal army waiting orders to march. Says that the Hubble Space Telescope was created to keep a watchful eye on the invasion fleet. Star Wars technology has been developed to hopefully stop them in outer space before they can get to Earth. Well, now, which is it? Have they already been here? Are they still here? Are you going to shoot them down? What's the point in shooting up there if they're already down here?
I don't think that person knows what he's talking about.
That makes no sense. And it says that... MJ-12 plans soon to make an official announcement under controlled conditions, probably Area 51. The network TV will be called to meet the staged landing of the aliens, these being the Greys. They will come bearing gifts, technology that supposedly will heal cancer and AIDS, retard aging, etc. They will tell us they are the saviors of humanity who have come to defend the earth against an invasion of man-eating aliens called reptoids. This story is a lie. All caps. They already work for the reptoids, which are the reptilian aliens. Their plan is to unify the world into a one-world government, a new world order, with the agreement that only this can defeat the invasion by the reptoids.
Oh, God.
That makes my head hurt. So, whoever it was took snippets, like I said.
He had to be schizophrenic.
They took snippets
He
from
really had to be schizophrenic.
the writings of Serge Monast. Now, like I said, that had a lot of truth to it. These two right here, I think those people are highly confused, highly escalated, and highly high.
I no longer think that he was stoned. I think he was schizophrenic.
Well, it could have been both. It really could have been. But because
that sounds like the ramblings of a schizophrenic person.
Well, sort
that's of. That's like the time cube thing.
Well, with schizophrenia, it's a matter of different snippets, and they'll take parts and of different things. That's just like the guy that I talked with that time that he's like, I miss my friend Saddam, who, Hussein. So, and I'm like, well, I said, maybe you can call him sometime soon. Because there was no point in arguing with him.
Yeah.
So, it's interesting. When you talk with schizophrenics, it's most interesting. And so, with that conspiracy theory, like I said, what we presented the day before, there was a lot of validity in this. But you have to balance it out with some true conspiracy theory.
Yeah. If it's true, it's not a conspiracy theory then.
It's not. But now you can understand why writings like these, people want to lump everything in the same basket, and you can't do that.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
You know. So anyhow, that's something that you can laugh about. You can go out and build your own rainbow bridge today, and if it's warm enough.
Build a bitch.
Yeah, you can build a bitch too. You can also go out and, roast a marshmallow over a candle by an alien.
You don't get to pick and choose.
So, anyhow, a little bit of mirth for the weekend on that. If you've had experiences with paranormal, supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids,
do you have anything you
conspiracy
want to
theories?
Talk to us about the government doing sus things? Tell us.
Every government does sus things. Everyone. That's the reason libertarian. I believe we should govern ourselves. I don't need an overlord to tell me what to do.
No.
Anyhow, if you've got local, regional, family myths, legends, what have you, anything like that you'd like to share, give us a email, cupofcoffeewithscream @gmail.com. Yeah, so some of these rabbit holes are tiring. But yeah, BitChute people, be aware that the original one on Project Bluebeam, there are 2 parts to that.
Yeah, this is part 2 of...
Well, this is the total part 2, but that one was part 1. Yeah. Part 1 had 2 parts.
Yeah, part 1 of 2.
Yeah, and hopefully this one will go through, and if nothing else, if it won't go through, I'll try to compress it the first time and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So, BitChute people, if you ever get a video and it doesn't have the mug shot at the beginning and the music and for today's cup of coffee, you'll know that you've missed half of it somewhere.
Yeah.
So we're doing the best we can on it. I think everybody's doing the best. Yeah. But anyhow, know that you are very loved and that you're appreciated for taking your time sharing a cup of coffee with us.
Yeah.
And we'll see you on the next cup.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and most of all, subscribe.
Bye.
Bye-bye.